think people are not exactly happy about the way the president has disrespected the office. And then I'm coming back.
And you were addressing a rally, and here's what you said. Watch. And you were addressing a rally, and here's what you said. Watch.
And you were addressing a rally, and here's what you said. Watch.
And he's a lawyer. He represents the porn actress Stormy Daniels in her lawsuits against the president and Michael Cohen. But in the last 6 months, he has become famous in his own right. He's now one of the most consistent fixtures on cable news in this country. He's appeared on CNN and MSNBC literally hundreds of times, but he's moving beyond being a mere television celebrity. He's now talking about running for office for president. He's released his positions on major issues. He's traveled to Iowa and New Hampshire and Michigan and Ohio. He seems serious about it. We've invited him on the show many times to talk about his plans, but he's always declined until tonight. He's now agreed to appear on our set, provided we give him time to state his case, and we're, of course, happy to do that. In the past, he's also demanded that we stop referring to him by a certain unflattering nickname. And we haven't agreed to that demand, but tonight, as a gesture of goodwill, we will not use that nickname, because we're always grateful when guests are brave enough to show up in person, including in this case, and he joins us now. Thanks a lot.
So if you notice, he doesn't say it. They agreed, you know, he's like, but out of respect or whatever, we won't say it. But it's titled underneath in their ticker or up in their, you know, it says creepy porn lawyer. So it's hilarious.
What's going on? So, I mean, we could sit and hurl insults at each other for the segment. Already done that. I've certainly insulted you. You've insulted me. But you seem smart. So let me take you seriously as someone who wants to be involved in the public conversation and ask you about things that you have said on questions of policy to flesh them out a little bit. So this is you at a rally in July. I think it was the day after the president spoke with Vladimir Putin in Helsinki. And you were addressing a rally, and here's what you said. Watch.
What Vladimir Putin and Russia did to this country in connection with the 2016 election is no different than if they had placed 100,000 troops on our border. Yeah. This was an invasion. It was an electronic invasion. It used hackers and tweeters to elect this president.
Hackers and tweeters. They used hackers and tweeters.
So if Russia had 100,000 troops on our border, I mean, that would be an active or a profound provocation. What would be the rational response to that if you really felt the threat was that profound? If you were president, how would you respond to that?
Well, Tucker, I understood that I was coming on your show tonight to talk about the case involving my client.
Well, I didn't tell you that, and I'm happy to talk about the case. But I just played you a clip.
Tucker, you got to stop. Tucker, you got to
stop interrupting me, okay? Because one of the conditions of me coming on tonight was that you were not going to do what you do routinely to guests, which is talk over them and interrupt them. So just let me finish with my answer.
Yes.
Okay? I said I'd give you a fair interview. I actually don't have an interest in squabbling with you at all or name calling. I've done a lot of that to you. And
right, not to me, no, but not to my face. I could, but what's the point? I want to take you seriously. I'm serious. Okay. So I just played a clip of what you said at a rally. You're traveling to states because you want to influence policy direction. I don't think it's unfair to ask you about something that you said.
What's the question?
And the question, let me restate it, is you said that Russia has done something that is equivalent to putting 100,000 troops on our border. That's an act of war. Correct. And I wonder two things. One, what you would do as president if that happened under your watch. And two, what do you think Russia thinks watching public figures like you say that we're at war with Russia? What effect do you think that has? A step, but it's not enough. I believe that President Trump should demand the extradition of each and every individual in Russia that Bob Mueller and others believe were responsible for the election meddling in 2016. Okay, so I think that's been charged. Okay, that's a start. But what's the, I mean, if you really believe that it's the same as 100,000, what I'm saying is you're using reckless rhetoric on a subject you don't really understand that increases the temperature between the United States and a nuclear-armed adversary. Is that a responsible thing to do?
I think under the circumstances, I stand by my words, and I think for you to... But it's 100,000 troops on the border? I think for you to lecture me about reckless rhetoric is rather ironic, Tucker, in light of some of the reckless rhetoric that you engage in each and every day on this. Reckless rhetoric.
I didn't travel here with policy advisors. Can I ask you? Let me ask you a question.
No, I don't think.
Why is it?
Why don't you get a TV show and then you can ask me a question? I've asked you a simple question.
Why is it that you don't call?
Answering
Why is it that you don't call Donald Trump the creepy porn president? He's
the one that had sex with a 4-month-old son at home with my client now.
Without a condom. Okay, so.
But you don't want to acknowledge that.
Hold on.
You don't want to acknowledge
that.
Acknowledge it.
Okay.
Do you believe that he had sex with
Yes,
my
I
client?
do. I've said that on the air
Okay,
multiple
so he's lied
times. So let me
repeatedly
ask
to
you
the
a
American
question.
people, and you're
What
okay
is-
with that.
what
You
is
think it's
the-
okay if the president lies to the American
Settle
people?
down. Let me finish my question to you. What is the crime, the harm, the injury to your client by Donald Trump? As far as I understand, this was a consensual sexual relationship, and yes, I believe it occurred. I don't know that, but it seems like it did. I'm willing to believe that it did. But it seemed consensual, and then she was paid at the end of it, and yet you. And by the way, I'm not attacking Stormy Daniels. I feel sorry for her. I feel she's being exploited.
You've
by
attacked
you.
her for 6 months.
I feel that you and others are exploiting her. So I feel bad for her. But I'm wondering what the injury
I think
is to
you
her.
demean her repeatedly.
And I think you're a hypocrite.
So let me ask you what the
injury.
You want to talk about the case. I'm asking you the core question in the case. What is the injury to Stormy Daniels?
The injury is that the agreement that was entered into was not adhered to by
Michael Cohen and Donald Trump.
They did not fulfill their end of the bargain. Now, do you want to talk to about the injury to the American people?
So
the lies
it is
and the
lying. So you believe no, but you just went off on this moral lecture about how it was wrong for the president to have an adulterous affair, and I would agree with that. But you're very outraged. So yes, you said it's an injury against the American people that he had sex with someone, not his wife, when his wife was
You didn't let me
pregnant.
finish. The injury is that he and Michael Cohen and others lied to the American people and covered up the $130,000 payment and violated campaign finance law. That's why Michael Cohen, I'm not done. That's why Michael Cohen just pled guilty.
Let me ask you a question.
That's why Michael Cohen
Did they
just
have
pled
it?
guilty.
I understand that. I've been following the news as well.
Okay.
Did Donald Trump have a moral obligation to tell the American people that he had a sexual relationship with Stormy Daniels?
I don't care whether he had a moral obligation or
Then
not.
why
What
is
he
it
had
a
an
crime that he
obligation.
didn't?
No, what he had an obligation to do was not cover it up and lie about it and commit campaign finance violations as his right hand. Michael Cohen just pled guilty to the felony. Tucker, what are you talking about?
Campaign finance violations?
Yes, associated with Miss McDougal, and I thought you were following the news.
So
I thought you were knowledgeable about
ask you.
these
I'm a little
things.
confused. So
I thought you were
you're the
knowledgeable.
protector of Stormy Daniels. Stormy Daniels is right now working in strip clubs in little towns on stage. People are throwing things at her. You're wearing a $1,000 suit. Why are you not paying her? You've profited from Stormy Daniels. You've done tens of millions of dollars worth of free media on the basis of your relationship with her, and she's working in strip clubs. You're exploiting her, and you know that. Why aren't you paying her some of what you're making?
Sir, this is absurd.
It's
I
not
am not
absurd. Those are the
exploiting.
facts.
No, you don't know the facts, as evidenced by the fact
Is
that
she
you don't
working
even
in
know-
strip clubs?
Are you going to continue to interrupt me, or are you going to let me
I
finish?
do know the facts,
All right.
actually.
No, you don't, because you just demonstrated your ignorance, because you didn't even know Michael Cohen pled to 2 felonies associated with a campaign finance
don't
violation.
believe that what Cohen did, and I'm not defending Cohen, I never have, was a campaign finance violation. I
Well,
think
he pled
it's
to
absurd.
it.
I think it's
Pled to it.
absurd.
He pled guilty to 2 felonies.
Okay, so everyone who pleads, look, this is a
What, he's
we have
innocent?
an honest disagreement. I don't think it was a campaign finance violation. Stormy Daniels was to perform enrichment in a depressing strip club. This hero that you say you're protecting, you're her protector. Why is she working in seedy strip clubs while you're on television wearing expensive suits? Why are you not exploiting her? Why?
She's doing that because she wants to, Tucker.
This is America. This is America. And guess what? If a woman wants to perform in a strip club, she does so.
But you're getting rich.
Even though
She's
people,
not.
I'm not getting rich. Even though people
you
like
are.
her, even though people like you demean her,
Not demeaning
and call
her.
her.
You're the one who's
call her
profiting.
trick. You're the one that refers to her consistently as
Right.
a porn star, and it's to me as a creepy porn lawyer. And meanwhile, you give the
Well,
president.
hold on.
Meanwhile, you give the president a pass. Who had unprotected sex with the porn star with
okay.
a 4-month-old son at home.
Well, you are a moralizer for a guy who does what you do.
No, I don't.
You are, though. You are a little moralizer. You're in church now with a 4-month-old son. Okay, I'm officially shocked by Donald Trump's behavior. I had no idea. It blew my mind. But answer my question. Why are you rich and your client is working in seedy strip clubs?
Sir, do you have any idea how much money I've earned?
You're on every cable show. You're running for president now.
You have no idea.
Well, I know that you haven't paid your taxes.
I'm not,
Because you've got over $1 million worth of
ridiculous. You don't even
It's
know your
not
facts.
true.
You don't even know your
Over $1 million
facts,
in
Tucker.
I'm just saying,
Tucker.
why is she still
How do you have a show and you're this ignorant? How is that
Here's what I know for a fact is that your client is not thriving. And for you to look at me in the eye and say she wants to perform in strip clubs and people throwing stuff at her is insulting to her. People don't do that unless they have no choice or if she just likes it. Is that what you're saying?
Tucker, now you're the defender of my client. You don't know anything
It's
about
pathetic.
my
You're exploiting her.
You don't know anything about my client. Exploiting
I know that she's working in a strip club.
You gotta let me
Richmond.
finish. Can I finish?
Please do.
All right. I've done a remarkable job for my client, and she'll be the first one to tell you that. And had you listened to any of her interviews or
Yes.
seen any of her comments, you would know exactly what she thinks.
Of me. I'm not done. I am not exploiting my client. I'm representing my client to the absolute.
So when she wants to get your legal advice, does she have to pretend to be a booker from CNN to get through to you?
You know, that's disgusting. What?
You show
What's
some
disgusting
respect.
is
Why don't you
you are
show some
thriving
respect
and
to my
she is
client and me and stop calling us a porn star and a creepy porn lawyer? If you've got that big a
Well, I
problem with
actually
porn,
thought-
do you have that big a problem
I'm
with
not
porn?
making fun of
When's the last time?
Listen to this.
When's the last time
Hilarious.
you saw porn?
Oh, you busted me. Actually, maybe humiliation porn. That's why I watch you on CNN.
No, but when's the last time you? When's the last time you viewed porn?
You're a little
Do you have a problem
creepier
with
even than I.
What?
You show
What's
some
disgusting
respect.
is
Why don't you
you are
show some
thriving
respect
and
to my
she is-
client and me and stop calling us a porn star and a creepy porn lawyer? If you've got that big a
Well, I
problem with
actually
porn,
thought-
do you have that
Do you have that big of a problem with porn? When's the last time you watched porn? When's the last time you watched porn? That's where this guy goes.
big a problem
I'm
with
not
porn?
making fun of.
When's the last time?
Slow down.
When's the last time you saw porn?
Oh, you busted me. Actually, maybe humiliation porn. That's why I watch you on CNN.
No, but when's the last time you? When's the last time
I'm
you
into
viewed
humiliation
You're
porn.
creepier even than
That's
I
what I
Do you have a
watch.
problem
realized.
with porn?
You're
What's the
dodging
problem
with the
with porn?
question that I have asked you
Let me ask you a question. Do
repeatedly.
you believe that people that view porn should watch your show?
I'm not even sure what that question means, but I will say this
Do you?
sincerely that I have never attacked Stormy Daniels.
Yes, you have.
This
I
dude is
think
off
you are
his
exploiting her,
rails.
as I've said 5 times, and you haven't answered the question, which is, why is it that her life has stalled and your life has, you're planning a new career as a politician, and like so many lawyers, you were taking advantage of her. And you pose as a feminist hero because you are shameless and the other channels let you get away with it, but you're an exploiter of a woman and you should be ashamed of it.
And you're
That is
and
my,
you're,
that is,
No, are you gonna let me finish? You're
no, we're
responsible.
out of time, and I give you
You're
more
an absolute
time,
hypocrite.
more time
You're a
than
hypocrite,
I
and
promised
you don't know what you're talking
but it's
about.
nice
Yet
to see
again.
you.
Yet again.
All right, unbelievable, folks. Creepy porn lawyer. There you go. This guy is something else.
People are not exactly happy about the way the president has disrespected the office.
So, just defending his client at all costs. But yeah, no, that's very true. Why is this guy on every show? He's been on like CNN over 300, 400,000 times. I don't know. And he's making all the money. And his client is still going around the country like a group would, you know, like a music artist band, and she's touring different strip clubs, coming to a strip club near you, and then to putting on shows. Now, typically, anytime, you know, I'm not putting anyone down either, but when I've met strippers throughout all my years in the service, they always had the story of, you know, I'm only doing this, I'm putting myself through college. I mean, they had a million excuses, whether you believed them all or not. That's what they would tell you. And if you're just, you know, they always, so what is hers? Just, you know, you got your couple of seconds in fame, then is that was all it was to get back into doing strip clubs. Anyway, while this guy moves on, now he's running for president, by the way. So, you know, he's really felt the calling. Unbelievable stuff here, folks.
I'm representing my client to the absolute.
So when she wants to get your legal advice, does she have to pretend to be a booker from CNN to get through to you?
You know, that's disgusting.
What's disgusting is
Why don't you
are
show some
thriving
respect
and
to my
she is
client and me?
All right, now I didn't edit any words. I edited some of the video out. You'll see that little clips here and there, and then I slowed stuff down. I sped stuff up. I did not rearrange or bring stuff in from other interviews to make it sound like they said things. This is an actual from last night's episode of Tucker. So, all right, 15-minute mark. We're going to shut this down. Just wanted to bring you guys that. I thought it was hilarious. And other than that this guy's running. Please get out and don't vote for him whenever that shall be. But we'll see here after everything comes out. This guy will probably just be going away quietly, I would hope, after he realizes how wrong he's been. All right, I'm Mike. This is a Patriot Hour. God bless, Godspeed each and every one of you. And we'll see you back here real soon for the next update video. Have a great evening.
I think people are not exactly happy about the way the president has disrespected the office. And then I'm coming back.
and you were addressing a rally, and here's what you said. Watch. And you were addressing a rally, and here's what you said. Watch.
Sinky. And you were addressing a rally, and here's what you said. Watch.
And he's a lawyer. He represents. Why is it that her life has stalled and your life has, you're planning a new career as a politician, and like so many lawyers, you were taking advantage of her? And you pose as a feminine and answered the question, which is, why is it that her life has stalled and your life has, you're planning a new career as a politician, and like so many lawyers, you were taking advantage of her? And you pose as a feminist hero because you are shameless and the other channels let you get away with it. And your life has, you're planning a new career as a politician, and like so many lawyers, you were taking advantage of her. And you pose as a feminist hero because you are shameless and the other channels let you get away with it. But you're an exploiter of a woman, and you should be ashamed of it. And that is my career as a politician, and like so many lawyers, you were taking advantage of her. And you pose as a feminist hero because you are shameless and the other channels let you get away with it. But you're so many lawyers, you were taking advantage of her. And but you're and the other channels. And are you gonna let me finish? Are you gonna let me finish? And you're respond out of time. Absolute hypocrite. More time.